The average people come to me and say, what do I do? I'm just the average guy. And my only answer is stop being the average guy.
How do you develop an above average income? And the answer is become an above average person. Develop an above average handshake. Develop an above average smile. Develop an above average excitement. Develop an above average intensity to win. See, that'll change everything.
Any man out here who goes, I'm just going to work hard, do my bit, and obey the laws, and I'll have a good life. No, you won't. Just doing your job is never going to make you rich, because you're just going to be taxed into infinity and you're going to stay broke. The matrix can be cracked. You can make a bunch of money, but you need to take responsibility and do it.
For things to change for you, you got to change.
Nobody else is going to wake up and care more about your life than you. If you won't wake up every day and say, I need to get rich, nobody else is going to wake up and say, I need to make him rich. You're the only person on the planet who can think it. And I always knew, I never doubted for a second I would be what I am. I was just like, there's no way that guy in the Ferrari who drove past me is a better person than me. Maybe he's smarter than me. Fine, I'll work him.
And if you don't wake up every single day with the absolute intention to win, then you've already lost. This world doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your struggles. The universe is a brutal, unforgiving place, and it only respects one thing: power. Power comes from action, from discipline, from waking up and putting in the work that 99% of people are too weak to handle. If you're not obsessed with winning, you will lose. You have to breathe success. You have to think about it every second of the day. You need to wake up hungry. You need to go to bed hungry. Luck doesn't exist. There's no magic lottery that decides who wins and who loses. You either work your ass off or you get left behind. Let me tell you something right now. You cannot escape suffering. You either suffer now by putting in the work, by pushing yourself, by making sacrifices, or you suffer later when you're broke, weak, and full of regret. You've been raised in a society that tells you it's okay to be weak, that tells you it's okay to settle. And that's why so many of you are stuck in average lives, because you listen to losers. Who do you take advice from? Who do you listen to? If the people giving you advice aren't rich, successful, and powerful, why are you listening to them? Why do you let broke people tell you how to make money? That's like taking fitness advice from a fat guy. If you want to win, you need to study winners, because success leaves clues. Most of you already know what you need to do. You know you need to stop wasting time. You know you need to stop making excuses. You know you need to start working harder, but you don't do it. And do you know why? You let your emotions control you. You let your laziness dictate your future, waiting to feel motivated instead of just getting up and doing what needs to be done. You will never feel like working hard, but that doesn't matter. You have to do it anyway. This is the difference between men who win and men who lose. Losers make excuses, winners find solutions. Losers complain, winners execute. They don't stop when they get tired. They keep pushing forward until they win. Here's the truth. You get exactly what you deserve in life. If you're broke, you deserve to be broke. If you're weak, you deserve to be weak. If your life sucks, it's your fault. And if you don't like where you are right now, the only person who can change that is you. So the real question is, how bad do you want it? Are you willing to sacrifice comfort for success? Are you willing to bet on yourself when no one else believes in you? But understand this, every second you hesitate, every moment you waste is another step closer to losing forever. Every second you hesitate, someone else is out there grinding. Every moment you waste, someone hungrier than you is taking what could have been yours. You think you've got time? You don't. You are running out of it. If you sit around complaining, waiting for someone to come and fix your life, you'll be waiting until you're old, broke, and full of regret. That should make you angry. That should make you so furious that you never waste another second again. Losing should burn you alive. It should eat at you, make you wake up every single day with an unstoppable hunger to win. But most people don't have that fire. You know why? Because they've accepted being average. And that's the most dangerous thing you can ever do. Accept less than what you are capable of. Look at yourself right now. Are you the person you were meant to be? Or are you settling? Most of you are soft. You have no discipline, no self-respect. You allow distractions to control your life. You scroll on your phone for hours, watching other people win instead of building your own empire. You let women play with your emotions. That's why you lose. You must become ruthless with your time, your energy, and your focus. So what are you focused on? Because I guarantee you, your results in life are a direct reflection of your priorities. You see, the problem with most people is that they want balance. They want to be successful, but they also want to relax. They want to be rich, but they also want to have fun. That's why they stay broke. Because the men who actually make it, they are willing to sacrifice everything. And if you can't handle that, if you can't handle the idea that you must give up comfort to gain power, then you don't deserve success. The strong embrace the pain of discipline because they know that pain is temporary, but regret lasts forever. How bad do you actually want success? Most of you say you want it, but do your actions match your words? You just like the idea of success. There is a huge difference between wanting something and being willing to die for it. So I'll ask you again, how bad do you really want it? Are you willing to wake up earlier, work harder, push further, sacrifice your comfort, end your distractions? If you are truly ready to step into your power, to claim your place at the top, to dominate this life instead of watching from the sidelines, it's time to eliminate the nonsense. You wake up every day, moving through life like you have all the time in the world, as if your days are infinite. They are not. Every second that passes is one less second you have to become great. Life is a ruthless, cutthroat competition. The rich get richer, the strong get stronger, the powerful keep taking while the weak sit and complain. That's the game. And if you're not playing to win, then what the hell are you doing? When was the last time you truly pushed yourself? When was the last time you put yourself in a position where quitting wasn't an option? Pain is the price of success. The pain of discipline, the pain of sacrifice, the pain of pushing when your mind is screaming at you to stop. That pain is the currency you pay for greatness. That's why you're stuck in the same place year after year, because you run from the very thing that would make you great. You keep telling yourself, I'll start tomorrow. But then tomorrow comes and you say the same thing. And before you know it, years have passed and you've accomplished nothing. Most of you don't understand how dangerous it is to be mediocre. Society has brainwashed you into thinking it's okay to be average, that success is optional. Let me tell you the truth. If you are not striving to be the best, you are already losing. In every area of life, the top 1% control everything. The most powerful men make all the decisions. The strongest men dominate while the weak barely survive. Look at the men who settle for average. They live paycheck to paycheck, no respect, no freedom. Their wives don't admire them. Their kids don't look up to them. Is that what you want? Because if you do not take control of your life right now, that is exactly where you are headed. Stop waiting for someone to help you. Stop expecting handouts. Stop thinking that life will magically get better. You are responsible for everything. If you are broke, you deserve to be broke. If you are weak, you deserve to be weak. The universe gives you exactly what you deserve. How much time do you waste every day? Be honest. How many hours do you spend on distractions, nonsense, useless activities? Imagine if all that time was used to level up. Where would you be right now? This is the reality. While you're watching TV, someone else is building their empire. The most painful part? You will look back one day and realize that you did this to yourself. So here's the question. What are you going to do? Are you going to keep making excuses, keep settling for mediocrity, or are you going to wake up and finally take control? You see, most people go through life as if they have infinite chances, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for motivation, waiting for someone to come and hand them success on a silver platter. That never happens. The universe doesn't care about your hopes. It rewards only those who have the guts to reach out and take what they desire. And that's the reality most people refuse to accept. They love to blame their circumstances, their upbringing, the government, their boss, the economy. But let me tell you something. Your life is 100% your responsibility. Because guess what? There is always someone out there who had it worse than you and still found a way to win. People love to talk about luck. Luck doesn't exist. You make your own luck. Success is about positioning yourself so that when the opportunity comes, you are ready to dominate. And you have to understand, it's never the strongest or the smartest who win. It's the ones who refuse to quit. The breakthrough always comes right after the struggle. If you can push past that, if you can keep going when most people would quit, you will win.
And in life, there's always something coming against us. Disappointments, unfair situations. And too many people just give up and think, well, it just wasn't meant to be. No, if you're going to experience God's best, you have to have a warrior mentality. When you have your mind made up that you're going to outlast anything that comes against you, then no person, no setback, all the forces of darkness cannot keep you from your God-given destiny.
No matter what happens to you, it ain't over. As long as God wakes you up, that means He ain't through with you yet. you got a shot to correct it and get it right.
When you're working at your dream, somebody said the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. You knew it was hard, but you did it hard.
As long as God has given me breath to breathe, I'm going to keep pressing forward, believing for His very best.
If you start to search, the odds are excellent you will find good ideas. If you search, you will find. Finding is reserved for those that search. Ideas are not reserved for those that hope. They're not reserved for those who complain. You know, good ideas are reserved for those that search. Next is a little phrase that I'd like to have you memorize. And if you memorize it, I'm sure it'll follow you for the rest of your life. Here it is. From testimonials and personal experience, we have enough information to conclude that it's possible to design and live an extraordinary life. I hope you will give that little phrase some consideration. And here's what's next. I hope you buy the idea. I don't know how far you want to go. Here's the first essence of life, and that is self-preservation, to produce enough to take care of yourself. How fruitful, how productive should one be? And here's number one, to produce enough to survive. And self-care is important. If you're flying on an airplane, the flight attendant says if for some reason we run out of oxygen, these oxygen masks will fall from the ceiling. If you have children with you, quickly take care of them, then take care of yourself. No. They say what? Put your mask on first, see to your survival first, then you'll be more capable of taking care of the survival of your children. My father had an interesting saying. He said, son, right after me, you come first. I was in business with Bob Cummings, the old movie star. Bob had an interesting saying. Here's what he said, I'll take care of me for you. Will you please take care of you for me? So the first challenge in life is to take care of yourself. But now what's next? So let's say the man now chooses a partner. Now he must figure out how to produce enough for himself and his spouse, his wife. Someone says, well, why do that? Why not just take care of yourself? And the answer is, it's a very small life. So the man gets married. Now he must produce enough for himself and for his wife. And here's the key phrase to make a note of, to live the higher life. Now, is that it? And the answer is no. How about children? So now if the man has a wife and now he has children, here's the challenge, to produce enough for himself and his family. Now someone says, well, why take on all of that? Why not just take care of yourself? You could, yes, but you couldn't live this more extraordinary life. So I think everybody would agree. Now, is that the end of it? Here's the next challenge, to produce more than you need for yourself and for your family. Someone says, well, now why start being ridiculous here? And jot down the answer, to live a more extraordinary life so that he can be a person of benevolence, so that he can give and so that he can share. Is that it? Let's take it a couple of more steps. How about producing much more than you need for yourself and for your family? Someone says, well, now you're off the scale. And when someone says, why do that? All of us know the answer, right? Why not? If you've got the talent and the skill and the opportunity, why not put all of that together? Let's say you earned $10 million this year, and you and your family only need $3 million. So now if you and your family only needed $3 million for the year, now you have $7 million to give. And someone says what? Why do that? And the obvious answer is what? Why not? Why not? We've heard the story of Andrew Carnegie, right? He built the big steel industry back in the 20s here in America. Here was Andrew Carnegie's goal. I'm going to spend the first half of my life earning money. I'm going to spend the last half of my life giving it all away.
He got so excited by that goal that the first half of his life, he earned $400 million, which back then was a lot of money. The first half of his life. Guess what he did with the last half of his life? He gave it all away. If you've got the opportunity to design and live an extraordinary life, why not do that?
Why not? Why not see how much you can earn? Why not see how much you can learn? Why not see what kind of person you can become? If a farm boy can wander out of Idaho and finally arrive at this extravaganza, why not you? I want you to take that personal. Why not? You've got to stay here till you go. What else are you going to do? And my personal question to you is, why not you? You've got the brains. You can make decisions. You can change your life. You can build a financial wall around your family. Nothing can get through. Why not you? And now here's my last question. My very last question. Why not now? There never was a better time.